Welcome to How to Demo Dropbox Business. In this module, we'll show you how to create a 15-minute demo of Dropbox Business. We'll cover Dropbox basics, how syncing works, file recovery and version history, shared folders, shared files, shared links, and lastly, the admin console. Dropbox basics. First, point out the Dropbox icon. Show the customer where it is on the Mac and where it is on Windows. Next, show how you can have two Dropbox accounts, one for business and one for personal, linked and syncing on the same computer. Finally, open up a web browser and show both single sign-on and Dropbox credentials login options. Syncing. First, open a Finder or Explorer window to show the contents of your Dropbox folder. Next, open a web browser window to show the contents of your Dropbox folder. Point out that your web browser and computer list both the same documents and folders. Drag a file to your Dropbox folder on your computer and point out that it shows up on your web browser. Recovery and version history. First, from the browser window, select a file, right-click it, and delete it. When prompted, confirm that you want to delete the file. Next, click the trash can icon to show deleted files. Finally, right-click on the file that needs restored and select Restore from the menu. It's just as easy to restore a file from a previous version. First, select a file and right-click on it. From the menu, select Previous Versions. You're shown a list of all the available versions of the file. Select the version you need and click the Restore button. You can also preview a file by clicking in its version history. Shared folders. Dropbox uses icons to differentiate private folders, shared folders, and teamed folders. The folder on the left is a private folder. The owner of that folder is the only one who has access to the documents inside. Because this folder isn't shared, no one else on the team, except for admins, knows that it exists. The folder in the middle is a shared folder and is accessible not only by the folder's owner, but by anyone else with whom it has been shared. Finally, the last folder is a team folder. Team folders are shares that provide organizations with a centralized content hub. They enable teams to easily organize, protect, and collaborate on content. We'll discuss team folders later on in this video, in the admin console section. Sharing a folder is easy. First, select a folder, right-click on it, and select Share. You can also click the Share button at the end of the folder's row. Next, type in the email address of the people you'd like to add to the share and click the Share button. If you're the owner of the share, you can change various settings. In the sharing pane, click the folder settings link in the bottom left corner. You can decide who can be invited to this folder, who can manage membership, and if links can be shared with people outside the folder. If you don't want to make any changes to these settings, click the Cancel button. If you'd like to change a shared folder back to a private folder, click the Unshare Folder link in the bottom left corner. It's important to think of shared folders as collaborative space. Any changes you make in the folders, adding, updating, deleting, will also be updated in the Dropbox accounts of anyone else who has access to the share. Shared files. Sharing files is very similar to sharing folders with a couple important differences. Unlike a folder, you can only grant view permission. You retain exclusive editing rights. Shared links. When you create a link to a folder, it will send everything within that folder. This is handy because a link is accessible by people who don't even have a Dropbox account. It's a great replacement for an email attachment, or think of it as a great FTP replacement as well. Generating links is the same process for both files and folders. After you create a link, you'll have the ability to change the link settings or to copy the link, so you can paste it in a text message or an email, for example. The link settings will allow you to change who can view the link, add an expiration date to the link, and will tell you who has the ability to comment on the file. You can also delete the link by clicking on Delete Link in the bottom left corner. The Admin Console. The Dropbox Business Admin Console is divided into several sections. Start off by showing your customer the dashboard. It provides key insights into the team's activities as well as shortcuts to important and common admin actions. Show how a team member can be found by entering a first name, last name, or email address in the search bar. Point out that the dashboard is also a great place to view important stats, including the number of current members, pending invites, remaining licenses, and members who have joined over the past 30 days. Also explain how the dashboard allows admins to invite new members to the team, send reminders to anyone with pending invites, and add new licenses to the team as needed. Lastly, explain how the dashboard is a great way to view usage data over time and find out just how much their team is using Dropbox. The next section to show is Members. It allows admins to manage all the users in their Dropbox environment and gives the ability to create, suspend, or delete users, reset passwords or change admin permissions, and create in-depth reports on a specific user. Explain how admins have the ability to sign in as a user. This feature gives admins direct access to the files and folders in team member accounts and access to make changes or share on behalf of team members. Admins can also use this feature to organize a new employee's Dropbox before they start, more easily troubleshoot issues, or keep a project moving even while team members are away from the office. Show how all these features are accessible simply by clicking the gear icon at the end of the user row. The next section is Activity. Explain how this section gives a team-wide view on everything that's going on in the Dropbox team. Activities that are recorded include all file-related actions of every team member, like adding and editing files. Changes to passwords, group memberships, admin actions, and linking third-party apps to Dropbox are also recorded. The next section is the Team Folder. The Team Folder is a central file storage location with granular controls for organizations to easily organize, protect, and collaborate on team content. Granular permissions allow admins to manage access controls at every folder level to ensure company data is correctly assigned and governed. Explain how team folders connect to all user environments and enterprise systems the organization is already using for directory and identity management. For example, Active Directory, Centrify, OneLogin, or Okta. Team folders provide full visibility and granular controls over company content. Admins can easily manage team folder data and determine which users have access to it. Dropbox's world-class sync technology enables us to provide a powerful company content hub experience. Our fast and reliable sync ensures that content is quickly uploaded and updated across all teams' accounts, even when a large file is added or edited in a shared team folder. Data is no longer scattered and difficult to locate. With all content in a central location, team members can easily access and collaborate on the files they need. Show your customer the Team Folder Manager. The Team Folder Manager is a powerful section in the Admin Console that streamlines team folder management. From the Team Folder Manager, admins can create, view, and manage all their team folders across the company from one central point. With many projects going on at all times, it can be difficult for IT to keep track of content as it gets distributed and saved across different employees. With data stored in team folders, admins are now able to view content at the department or project level, rather than on a user-by-user basis. Setting up a new team folder or updating a setting? No need to visit countless control panels. The Team Folder Manager enables admins to easily set up and manage folder hierarchies and settings from one central place. Explain how the organization's support team can easily help users locate content, leading to IT spending less time troubleshooting and employees getting back to work quickly. The next feature to talk to your customers about is Sync Management. Sync Management gives admins the ability to manage whether a team folder syncs by default. This prevents large folders from taking up all the free space on users' hard drives. Getting new users set up can be challenging. Giving them access to all relevant material can mean filling up their hard drive and slowing down their devices. By using sync management, IT can ensure that the onboarding experience is quick, painless, and provides users with the right amount of synced content. IT can set default syncing behavior for each team folder, but users then have the ability to change these settings based on their needs. If they're working out of a folder for a new project, they may choose to sync it from the cloud to their hard drive for the time that they need it. Sync management empowers teammates to freely collaborate by avoiding common concerns with sharing large amounts of content. Users won't have to worry about filling up others' hard drives when adding big videos or presentations to their team folders. The next section is Groups. Groups is a powerful team management tool on Dropbox Business. Explain to your customer how they can use groups alongside the platforms they already rely on to secure and manage collaboration at scale. For example, an organization can use groups to speed up employee onboarding and offboarding. When new team members join, admins can simply add them to the relevant groups and they'll have access to all the necessary files. No need to add them to individual folders. Explain how by assigning employees to relevant groups, IT protects company data by ensuring file access accurately reflects employees' changing roles across the organization. IT can also simplify team management by easily creating groups that mirror employee geographic distribution and departmental organization. Dropbox's groups provides teams with the best tools for both top-down organization as well as in-user collaboration. Explain to your customer how only admins can create and modify company-managed groups. And if enabled in the admin console, employees can create user-managed groups. Company-managed groups enable admins to ensure company data is correctly assigned and governed, while user-managed groups allow users to easily organize and drive cross-functional projects with relevant teammates. Speaking of groups, at this point, it's important to dive into a relatively new feature of Dropbox Business: granular permissions. Explain to your customer how granular permissions provide the flexibility and security they need to protect all company data. Granular permissions enable IT to control which users can access each team folder and subfolder. This means that companies can organize content based on team or project and manage access at each level of the content hierarchy. By allowing admins to manage access levels for every folder and subfolder, granular permissions ensure the right people have access to the right files. Valuable materials are often scattered across different team members and locations, making them difficult to locate when needed. Granular permissions ensure the right team members have access to relevant materials and can quickly find and share the content they're working with. By providing more tactical control over content, granular permissions enable teams that work closely with external parties to collaborate more easily and securely with people outside the company. The next section to highlight with your customer is the account page. The account page gives an overview of their Dropbox account, including the number of licenses provisioned and remaining, overall data usage, and the next renewal date. If applicable, admins can also review billing information and opt in for early access to new features coming to Dropbox Business. The next section is Settings. Settings provides organizations the ability to fine-tune their Dropbox environment. Explain to your customer that dozens of granular settings can be found here, from enabling two-step authentication to domain verification. Lastly, point out to your customer the Help section. Admins can click here for quick access to the Dropbox Business Admin Guide, to access self-support, or to contact their account team via chat, email, or phone.